Record. Okay, sweet. So these calls are just going to be 2 times a week. Normally, I will have like a downline team on the second Monday of every month. And then this week, the third week of the month, will just be for diamonds and above. But like I was saying, I totally spaced on the day of the week last week and just totally dropped the ball. So I wanted to make sure we had something this month. But this will totally just be a time and place and space for you guys to know that I'm going to be there. And I promise I'll be there. It'll be on my calendar. But that way, like, if there's just something pressing on you, a question or a topic that we haven't covered that I keep hearing about, then we have a touch base point. So a lot of the stuff that everyone is asking me is all about Instagram. And before I give some basic tips on your bio and profile and stuff on that, something real fast that I just want to make sure, like, Instagram is growing. Instagram is where a lot of people are building their business. But what that also means is there are a lot of people who are not posting on Facebook. And when I'm in the roundtable, which is for 5-star and above with corporate, a lot of people are shying away from Facebook. And what I don't want you guys to do is focus all of your time on Instagram and shy away from Facebook, like not post or, you know, not build your network. I found myself for the last couple of months building Instagram and adding to Instagram and making sure I'm just being social on Instagram because it's just more natural for me to go to Facebook. But then I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not building new relationships on Facebook. So I caught myself in a dry spell with inviting on Facebook. So there is a balance to them as you're building Instagram, but you still want to maintain your Facebook. So don't completely write that off. Someone said it, I don't remember where, but Facebook is kind of a warm market. And if you were on, I did the live yesterday about posting content, I should have specified, like, on Instagram, 1 time a day should be posted in your news feed. That's it, 1 time. Let that ride out. That's something that I'm learning, and it's really hard from my consult person. She's like, you have to let it ride out. And as you're being social on Instagram, people, like, that's going to be the post that goes out, is that last post. So it's going to get more traction if you're, being social with it. So, make sure that on Instagram, it just has to be 1, maximum 2 times a day. Like, max. You could even maybe go like every other day. According to her, I'm still like a little leery on that, but I'm like an avid poster. Facebook, on the other hand, you can do, yes, post on Instagram 1 time a day. Yep. Facebook, on the other hand, is a lot more relational, and I don't want to say, like, it's just more homey to me. Like, you guys have heard me say it. I feel like Instagram is for the cool kids. Like, that's where, like, it's just the fashion and the beautiful and like that. And you're not going to post this on Instagram. It's just a different vibe, where Facebook is more like kind of posting a fly. Oh, here's my salad for lunch. It was so good. Here's what's in it. Like, that's going to get likes and interaction on Facebook. Yeah, we've been on Facebook since 2005, 100%. You had to have a college email when I joined Facebook. Like, oh man. And I remember when they opened up to high schoolers, I was like, what? This is a college thing. Anyways, so it's just a different feel. Like, I can post my kid's first day of school and have it just be this random post. I probably could post that on Instagram, and I told my little Instagram lady, I said, that's one of the things that I'm struggling with, is like posting 1 time a day, but there's so much I want to share. Like, how am I supposed to connect with these people on all these different facets of my life when I'm only sharing 1 post a day? It's just different. So learning that, but keep posting on Facebook. Facebook can be that more relational. You can post 3 to 4 times a day, as long as it's things that people are going to engage on. It's just a different vibe. So 1 time a day on Instagram. I would say 2 to 3 on Facebook is still, in my opinion, fine. I typically post 3 to 4 times a day on Instagram. My workout, a quote, something in the afternoon with the kids, or dinner, like that one, like random, like from 1 to 6, I'll have some random post. and then a nighttime post typically. So, okay. And then the other thing is in your bio, you can simplify this super, super easy. I'm going to do a share screen just to kind of clean things up a little bit in your Instagram. Let me pull mine up though before I do this. How do I? Okay. I have a Mac because I know I'm going to get a question on how I have this on my computer. And there is a, like, on your Mac computer, there's like a little plugin or something, like a Instagram, whatever. So here's my profile. Okay, so I'll just give you some real quick tips on what she has recommended for me. Where you see my name, it says Brittany, and then that little line, lifestyle coach. It didn't need to say Brittany Wright. It already says Brittany Wright in my username. So obviously my last name is Wright. So you could take that out. What you are you a wellness coach, fitness coach, nutrition mentor, lifestyle coach, lifestyle mentor, whatever title you've kind of given yourself with your Beachbody business, that's totally fine there. And then that one line, like what can people expect at your account? I was telling some girls that are pushing for Diamond, this is my rough draft. I just haven't spent time to edit it, but I wanted something. I help women gain confidence with a doable health, and I would love for it to say fitness routine. But what are you doing? Are you helping helping busy moms gain confidence through their health, or are you helping I help full-time working women make health a priority, or I help stay-at-home moms make time for themselves or practice self-care. I help the full-time working woman, take care of herself on the road. Like whatever your niche is, think about what you're doing and how you do that. And then just some simple things about you. She said she liked my emojis. She liked that I was pointing up to my Instagram stories, that I showed I was a mom of 4. And then the food emojis kind of showed like, I like candy, champagne, and donuts and avocados. Like those are my favorite things. Notice that there's like not a healthy food in there except for the avocados. Jesus is life. Jesus is big on my feed and on my page. So I think it's important for people to know that when they come to my profile, they see that up front. And then nutrition and fitness mentor is something I probably can take out because I have that line up there. They already know I deal with health. So I could really take that out and either share more and share something else about me, or that'll allow me to build more in my one-line statement. And then your link. So I have that Linktree link. She would prefer that I have a freebie link. So something to a free PDF or a free group, or if you like basically a free PDF or a free something that you can give them. Maybe it's a simple meal plan that's uploaded, but a link so that it's there. And then up above it would say, grab my free, I have a 5-day health and fitness plan or fitness and faith plan that she's helping me revamp. That'll go there. I get people's emails. I get them engaged. I give them something for free. They give a little taste of me. If you've been coaching for a while, you know this as a freemium. Like this was something that we put out years ago, you guys, like 2016, maybe 2015 even. And it was just something super simple. It could be a Google link to your meal plan, and you can make it a little bit more appearing or appealing, thank you, in my head, appealing by using a bit.ly link or a tiny URL. So something that I've done is I've created a nursing nutrition for 2019 nursing nutrition meal plan. And so when people talk to me about nursing or nursing their kids and they want nutrition help, I just send them a Google Drive link to that meal plan. And so now there's a free tool. I've shared that with them. What's not happening is I'm not getting their email, right? So I need to stop just sending it to people and saying, hey, let me grab your email and I can send it to you in an email. Because God forbid something ever happened to Facebook or Instagram, where would we be, right? You kind of need to build that email list. So that's something that I don't want to go too far into, but it can be something so simple like that to start with, you guys, or have it, I don't know if it could be a Google form link. So what you could do is do Linktree, which is free. If you click on it, I don't know if it'll pull up here or not. So when you click on Linktree, it will link it up to Instagram. Oh goodness. Let's see if we'll do it. Okay, so it logs in Instagram, and you can like list different things on there. I don't know why it's not popping up. Let me see this. So you can, here we go. So see, I had like, they can join my virtual fitness confidence group, Power of Nutrition workshop, apply as a virtual health coach. They can join my group right here and fill out a form and that kind of stuff. And you can have all these on here, but only have so many, like you can keep 4 active. So this is for when people, this is the link for, you know, my health and fitness challenge groups. This is that free group, that free offering for me that I connect with people there. Okay, so it could be something Linktree. You could have these applications, and then maybe you have, you know, receive my free, you know, also I'm just going to use for you as an example, my free nursing nutrition plan that helped me lose, you know, 35 pounds. Like, and then just they'll fill out a form, and then you can email them that nutrition form. So it might be something that you have to, you can set it so that you get an email that says, hey, so-and-so filled out your breastfeeding nutrition form. But this is a good way for you to build relationships, grab emails, and give them something for free that they may benefit from you for. Amy, I'm thinking about you, like travel, like click on here to get my top 10 travel nutrition tips, and give them 10 tips on how you stay on track, or how you know, keep water flowing all the time when you're on the road and all that kind of stuff. So just think about things that people ask you often, that people go to you for, or what you feel confident in, and talk about that in your Instagram stories, and send people to that link, send them back to your profile. So does that make sense? Yeah? Okay. And then a clean picture. And so I had to go back and change my Facebook profile. I was on a call with Meg the other day, and I felt like I needed to. I had a picture of Matt and I up, which was fine. Obviously, you can tell that I'm Brittany, he's Matt. But when people go from Instagram to Facebook, or Facebook to Instagram, you want to have something where they're like, oh yeah, that's Brittany. So it's the same color, my hair is the same. It's not the exact same picture, but when people toggle back and forth between Instagram and Facebook, they clearly know that that is me. Okay. So, oh my gosh, I still thought I was sharing my screen. So obviously you guys did not see my pictures. But they're the same, they're same dress, same beach, whatever. It's just a kind of different angle, but people can tell that it's me. So it doesn't have to be that cohesive. I just happen to have those on my desktop. So, and then the last thing is, when she looked at my news feed on my Instagram, she recommended that there's just more flow. So it wasn't like that anything was wrong necessarily, but just to have some more flow and cohesiveness. So if you see now, it's like, here's the call to flat lay. I didn't know that that's what that was called. We're at the weights, the little flowery pictures. And then something with me and the kids, and then a quote, and then a meal. And so if you notice and you go through this, it kind of, it's every 6 photos. So every 6 photo, there's a food photo. Every 6 photo, there's a quote photo. Every 6 photos, there's a flat lay. And then the rest of it is me. It's just going to vary. Me working, me and my fitness gear, me with the kids, me and Matt, me and my family, you guys as coaches, our coaching team, so that people see all different sides of you. So before I started working with Emily, you can see here, it was just a bunch, which is not bad. It's like, they're not bad pictures. There's just no organization. So you don't know what you're going to get there's no like draw, like, oh, what are the weights for? Oh, what's that picture of her standing there in that outfit? Or I like the outfit. I wonder what that picture's about. It was more so just, back to back. And that was probably the day earlier. Just no like cohesiveness to it. So she's like, this is not bad. There's just no like, okay, what's going on here? Like, okay, you're walking across stage here and now you're camping. Like, what's going on? So just kind of helping me organize it a little bit. So, write down 5 things. Is that what we did? 5 things, 5 topics, and just stick with those 5 topics. Or, you've seen people like one column's all words and one column's all photos. So maybe like every 3rd photo is a food photo, or every 6, like just however you can do it. I got tripped up with that stuff because I was just kind of posting on the fly. So I'm like, I can't do that because I'm posting on the fly. Where I'm like, well, if I did that, I wouldn't be posting on the fly, right? Like I would be more intentional. So she actually creates this content calendar for me and tells me exactly what to post and what picture I need to have. And so tonight I know, like, okay, I need a flat lay with planner desk items, and I'm posting about 3 tips on how to work from home. The next day, I need a picture of me with my family and talking about obedience. And then the next day is a quote about motivation. And so she's kind of helped me with that. And she's going to give me another one for August, and I'll kind of share those with you guys so that you can kind of grab a concept of what to be posting about and how often. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. Helpful? Okay. So case in point, I think Facebook, share what you want to share when you want to share it. Instagram, it's that next step. Like you can share what you want to share when you want to share it, but just 1 time a day, 2 times a day, and just keep it on those 5 things. Like my kids are important to me, but not everyone on Instagram needs to see that they're going to school right now. Like I'm not at that point on Instagram yet where people care about my kids like that. Maybe in 2 years, maybe next first day of school, or maybe if I post Hayden going on her first day of school, people like Hayden on Instagram. So maybe, but kind of getting around a theme. Like Allison, you could do one about your kids. You could do one about your workouts in your fitness industry. You could talk about running for your marathon. You could talk about your hesitation and why you decided to be a coach, and like what has changed about coaching, and just thinking all those different stories. And that was one thing she had me, I'm going on a tangent here, but that was one thing she helped me do is she's like, I want these 10 stories. I was like, 10 stories. Oh my gosh. So I had to write them out, and she's helping me write them. So she's helping me do a lot, but, I have a story, why I started, the moment I decided to go all in, how motherhood has changed me, about my eating disorder, how I was a chameleon, being obedient, me thinking I couldn't do anything great, just like a 5 intro about me type of thing. At home workouts, why do I like them? What was my change? Like those are 10 stories. But once you like think about them, it was like, oh, so now I have those, and I share one of those or 2 of those a week. And so they're my story, they're how I switched, and then the rest of the stuff is just some tips and tools and free content to build up that relationship. Then I share my story, and then there's a call to action. Does that make sense? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So when I look at this, I'm like, okay, on Wednesday, there was free content. Compare why I like the gym on BOD. I'm sharing about Beachbody On Demand. The next day was something about my family, so something to get to know us. The next day was about inspiration. The next day was about me and my coaching team, us. So it was like, okay, content, get to know, inspire, hook 'em. Content, get to know, inspire, hook 'em. Content, get to know, inspire, hook 'em. And the inspiration is either a recipe and food post or a quote. Like that's the type of inspiration I'm doing. And then there's the flat lay, which is helping me create content. And there's me sharing my stories and helping them connect with me as a person. Helpful? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, I'm going to pull this up. That one. Okay. So Sarah Cowbell had the question, any Instagram nuggets that are working for you? She also seems to be continuing to invite a lot on social media. Does that still seem to be working well? Meaning posts. So I still, you guys, I think sometimes like I forget that times have changed, but oh, you're funny, Allie. Yeah, do it now while you can. It's work. Do it. So I still post a call to action post 1 to 2 times a week. People need to know you're doing a group. That way, like I don't know. It's how I've always run my business. It's always worked for me. But so when I invite them to a challenge group one-on-one, it's not completely out of nowhere if they've been following me for a year or 6 months or 3 months or 1 month. If they've been following me for 1 month, they've at least seen 4 to 8 call to action posts. Especially if they've liked them. Like I know that you saw that one before. So if I see that, like if I go pull up a call to action post and I go to message someone who's not a client, not a coach yet, or I know immediately, like, I don't know what they're going to say. And I message them and I pull up that messenger and I see that they liked and commented on another one and another one. I might just rephrase what I'm saying to them instead of saying like, hey, I saw you like my post. Do you want to join my group? Blah, blah, blah. I might say, hey girl, I keep seeing you liking these posts about me running my groups. What's holding you back? Clearly you're liking them. Or have you ever thought about joining me? If not, totally fine. I really do appreciate the support, but I would love to chat to see if this is something for you. Like they're liking it, they're reading it, or they're liking the picture, which is often a transformation picture. So there's something. It's just a matter of them following through with it. And I just had a girl on Instagram, which is weird, but I know her from Traverse City. Like she's a personal friend. Okay, how do I do this thing? Like, how do I get started? I mean, I've been posting and been doing this for 7 years. Like, what the heck? Why now? It's the timing of it. But if I'm not posting, just like Instagram stories, if you never post about the call to action or the group that's coming up and then you're inviting in your Instagram stories, they're not going to have a clue as to what you're talking about. But if I set someone a private invite on Facebook and they go to my page and they don't ever see a call to action post for a group, they're going to have no clue what I'm talking about. But they might scroll or see my top 9 on Facebook and say, oh, there's a transformation post. I wonder what that's about. I wonder if that's like how, like, think about what you would do. If someone invited me to my girlfriend who does diet, she invited me to her party. What's the first thing I'm doing? I'm going to her page. I went to her page. What is she wearing? What does she have on? What kind of clothes is it? Is it my style? Are they stuff that I'm going to be like, no. Like I saw her in yellow pants and I was like, no. But they were cute pants. I just didn't like the yellow. And now I have like 6 pairs. So it all works. But you go to that person's page, right? You get that invite. If it's something you are interested in, you go. So I still think they are a very pivotal point in your business. I think how you're doing it has changed. So I would not post a stock photo, or I wouldn't necessarily, I shouldn't say, and I'm not saying never because sometimes simple wins, but I wouldn't say I'm hosting a morning meltdown group. I wouldn't post like that Instagram story where it's like 30 minutes, pumped up music, meal plan, like those bullet points. That wouldn't necessarily be my call to action. That would be like my message into the person who's interested. But it's more, I call it more of a soft call to action where I'm sharing the story of how I'm getting up and what's kept me motivated in this new program. Perfect, like my thing today. You know, I just told the story, and at the end, it's more of a, our next group is kicking off September 3rd. We'd love to have you if this has sounded like something you need. That's usually my call to action. So it's not always this big, long, like, I'm looking for 5 women. I don't think those are working as well as just being able to tell your story and creating that opportunity to let them know they can do this too. And I think sometimes that's the key is like, you can do this too, and we're starting on this day. So hopefully that helps. She's not on to verify. So, oh, and she said she slowed down to get her engagement back up because you guys, they are going to be your least engaging photo or pictures and posts. Like you're not going to get a ton of likes on them. You may get a comment depending on the transformation, but you have to post those stories. Allie, you were on with Meg the other day about coaching. You have to post those so people know that they're going on. They may not like it. They may not, whatever, but I can't tell you how many of my clients have messaged me and been like, oh, thanks for that post the other day. And I go back and they didn't even like it or comment, but they read it, right? So people are reading it and they'll read it at the right time, but we have to be doing our job and sharing it. Heather said, pain point is her IG. Pain point is Instagram. What's working? Okay, she didn't really have a question, but promising conversations. And she said Instagram is her favorite platform, but it's slow growth. And she doesn't necessarily see that growth transfer to engagement. So she's struggling with balancing between inviting too much or too little. You guys, I have truthfully stopped being like, okay, I have to invite. Yeah, Allie, you stalked. And I stalked Meg. You guys, 2 years. I watched her stuff about coaching before I finally was like, I remember Meg does this and she makes an income. Okay, I'll let me look. So with Instagram about growth and all of that stuff. So Emily is really just helping me with my content and making sure that it's getting on the eyes that I need it to get to, because I did hire a third party. They kind of screwed me at the end. So now I have this huge following and my engagement sucks. And it's really not fun. So I'm trying to undo all that. And all she has me doing is 10 minutes in my newsfeed. So just scrolling my newsfeed for 10 minutes, watching stories for 10 minutes, and interacting with either people in a hashtag or in my followers. So if I'm trying to I've been doing it up 50-50 because I'm I want to engage my followers so that they continue to engage with me, but I also need new followers. So I've been kind of doing a little bit of both, and just kind of, if I have a new follower, I typically message them instead of interacting with them. And then if they message me back, then I'll interact. If they don't message me back, then I'm like, I just won't engage right away. But 12 minutes through a hashtag. So I might pull up the hashtag Mama4Kids is a hashtag that I trend in, so to speak. So I would go to that hashtag, I'd click on recent, and I'd find some photos and just comment, and interact for 12 minutes on that photo. And that's really all I'm doing. That is that's what you need to do. It just has to be consistent. And I can tell when I do them and when I don't, because the more I do it, the more consistent I am with it, the more likes I have on my stuff. So it does work. It's just a lot slower growth. So 10 minutes in your newsfeed, 10 minutes in your stories, just interacting, and then 10 minutes looking at those hashtags and interacting with the hashtags. And Emily's business is called Be Social Consulting, because she's like, that's what I want you to do. I want you to just be social. That's what social media is for. If you're going on there to post and just hope people find it, that's not the way it's going to work. And you guys, I'm going to be honest, this is the part of the business I hate. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it for you. I didn't sign up to be a social media guru. I wanted to do fitness and health. So, I got to the point where I was like, I want to spend more time with my clients and coaches. I don't want to spend all this time creating content and trying to find hashtags and all that jazz. So I hired Emily. It was worth me spending that time to do that. And she's not taking any more clients on right now. So I'm trying to share as much. What I want to do is have her, she has 2 little kids, they're getting ready to go back to school, is in October, come on and do a team call for us. Because I think it'd be helpful. But those are something simple. That's the social, that's the interaction, and that's all she has me doing. And then she's handling my hashtags for me, which I still don't feel like I've made any progress on in my own knowledge. So I don't have anything to share with you on that. But some hashtags, I would say if your likes or dips have dropped a lot, I would look at some of your hashtags to see if there's a loop. So what happens is people reuse that hashtag, and you click on the hashtag and there's like, join our loop. And a loop is basically everyone's liking everyone's stuff in a group, and Instagram will like knock it. So she messaged me that she's like, take these 2 hashtags out. They're in a loop. So if you're unsure of a hashtag that you created or a little leery of it or whatever, just click on it and you'll see like the same picture 100 times. And then you don't want to use that hashtag. So that's, I don't know, Heather really didn't have a question, but that's what has been helping me. So then inviting, you guys, how I've been doing my growth and inviting has been, I message 10 people on Instagram. These are 10 people who are new followers or people I just haven't messaged yet, or 10 people that like to post. So 10 people. So 5 followers and 5 people who like to post. And then I go to 10 people who liked my stories, and I ask them if they have a health and fitness routine, or if they watched my morning meltdown, post or stories. Then I ask specifically about that. Are you interested in joining this group that's kicking off September 3rd? I just bite the bullet on those invites. I'm like, you're watching my shit, I'm going to ask you. Like, and if I offend you or I rub you the wrong way, then I don't know what to tell you. Like, my job is, come on. If you saw these pair of shoes and you thought they might be too expensive, or you thought they wouldn't be the right fit, or you thought something about them, so you just scroll them by. If that girl messaged you and said, hey, I saw you liked my post about these shoes, or I saw you watching my stories about the shoes, were these something that you've been eyeing? Was this something that you have been looking for? And if I said, yeah, but I'm a little hesitant on the sizing, or they just look really expensive, and she was like, oh man, they're like $30, I'd be all over it. And I'd be so grateful she messaged me, because I just have the information. And so I think we just have to switch our mindset to not necessarily an invite, but asking them if they need more information. Hey, was this something that caught your eye? Would you like more information? Did you have some questions that maybe I didn't answer during the story? That's a good one, as I'm saying that. Like, hey, I saw you watched my story about the morning meltdown group. I know that I would be hesitant to ask, so I just wanted to reach out. Do you have any questions about this group? Did you need more information? Or have you been looking for something for your health and fitness? Or do you have a health and fitness routine? That's been working for me. Yes, I have one. Great. No, I don't. So that's what I've been doing. 10 messages from an Instagram feed or following, 10 Instagram stories, and then messaging 5 people on Facebook. And this is where I feel super salesy, but it worked for me to build genuine relationships. Is I find people who have a picture of like Hayden's age or younger in their profile picture, and I invite them to my Bumps and Beyond group, which is just for free moms. So again, just offering them a safe place, conversation. But I do it 5. So that's 25 messages that I'm sending every day to build relationships, connections, and maybe 10 of them are legit invites. Maybe 10 of them are, do you have a health and fitness routine? But I think this is the key. They're doable numbers. I don't feel salesy. I don't feel scummy. I don't feel like I'm asking someone I've never talked to before. I'll just to be on that. If it's in my stories and I've never messaged them, I'm genuinely not inviting them to a challenge group right away. Unless it was something like on my poll or something else that just threw me, like, I'm going to invite this person. I just ask them, do you have a health and fitness routine? Are you a mom too? Why are you watching my fitness stories? And then if they respond, oh, you inspired me, then I'm going to ask about their health and fitness story. But if they're just like, if I've messaged them before and we'd have a conversation back and forth, it's kind of like that Bob Heilig thing, that I'm not going to go through that relationship building and message them and say, oh, how's your weekend? And then the opportunity's lost. I'm going to say, hey girl, it's been a little bit. I see you're still watching my stories. Do you have you given any interest in joining this group? Like, there's kind of that warm market, I guess. Like, cold is someone I've never talked to, warm is someone I've had a conversation with, and hot is someone that I keep going back and forth with, like over and over. Like, there's 3 people in my Instagram messages and I'm like, just sign up already, please. Like, I'm just so ready for you. So yes, is that helpful? Doable? Okay. And that was the third thing. Like, I have fun doing it. Like, there are people that I would want to go have conversations with, right? So is it massive numbers? Is it 40? Is it 50? Nope. But it's 25. I feel good doing that, and I can keep up with the return messages. Because the problem when you start sending messages, you get messages back. And it's like, oh, that's where I get in trouble. So I think that's the key. Maybe it's 5, 5, and 2 for you. Maybe it's 5 on your newsfeed, 5 Instagram stories, and 2 people on Facebook. That's 12 new people a day. That's a lot of people, you guys. Right? I'm not going to do the math. What is that, like 84 people, right, a week? 12 times 7? 14? Right? Anyone? No? 7? I'm going to go to 84 and say I'm a winner. Amy's shaking her head at me. Yeah, math's mine, not me. So anyways, close to 100 people. Let's say that, because sometimes they're give or take. So that's how I've been growing my Instagram and connecting with people who are engaging with me. And then the followers and gaining followers, that's the 10, 10, 10. Okay. So it might be slow, but the more I interact with the people who are interacting with me, that's where the relationships really build. Okay. And then Brandy asked, question, when do I do my getting started right call for new coaches? She's done after trainings. She's done before trainings, which is better. So everyone should be doing a getting started right call. What the definition of a getting started right call is, kind of taking them through what their next steps are. Me, Meg, Abby, and Allison take care of that in the new coach group. So they should be getting on. Your new coaches should be in that new coach training group. One kicked off today. So we'll have a new coach getting started right call tomorrow night at 8:15. That's what's going to walk them through. Now, I have my new coaches need to go through the checklist, and it's on the checklist to message me for a one-on-one when they complete their checklist. So I say this lovingly. I don't have time to chase everyone and say, hey, do you want to set up a one-on-one? Do you want to set up a one-on-one? Like, it's right in there. Message Brittany when you're done. Set up a one-on-one. You know, I'm still in conversation. Like, I can think of a few new coaches that we're still talking and we're engaging, and I know where they're at, but we've never set up a one-on-one. That's what, these are great calls. I run it more on, here's the training. The getting started right call is in there. It might be me, it might not. I will tag you in that and follow up the next morning to see if you got on it, if I don't know that you got on it. But as far as a one-on-one, that is totally, I think, everyone's own preference on what you want to do. Some coaches just don't, like, Meg knows that if I message her and say I need a one-on-one, she knows, like, okay, something's going on. Right? I can hear a crying kid and I don't know which kid it is. So yeah, that's how I handle one-on-ones, and getting started right calls, and just trying to go live and do this. And I do a lot more message thread messaging, and hopefully you guys know that at any point in time you can message me and say, hey, I need a phone chat. Let's do this. And I just schedule it like that. Yeah. And that's totally fine too. And that's what she said, why they're excited about it. So I think you need to kind of, get the feel for the coach. Most of mine and my like niche that I've enrolled, like, they're just doing the stuff and going with it. And we just kind of set up a one-on-one as needed. So I think it's more, I've done them when I've done the GSR on the phone, and that's not fun because you're on there for an hour talking at them. This is Success Club. This is Emerald. This is your list. This is Warm Market. This is Hot Market. And they can learn all of that. So I would say you can get on the phone one-on-one with them, but I would say it would be more about how to help them work this into their lifestyle, if that makes sense. Like, okay, you went through the training, you have your Success Club list. Now let me help you break this down to fit into your day. And here are the important things to do. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. Anything else? Nothing, nothing, nothing. Okay. Well, hopefully that was helpful for you guys. Let's snap a pic real fast, and I'll post it in the threads. Angle it. All right, everyone say cheese. All right, guys, I'll have the recording up tomorrow. And yeah, have a great night, guys.